Today, we're going to explore one of the most incredible architectural wonders in history, the Ellora Caves in Maharashtra, India. This is a place where entire temples weren't built up, they were carved down from solid rock.
But before we dive in, I want you to really think about that question. I mean, forget everything you know about construction. No foundations, no scaffolding, no building walls brick by brick. How on earth would you even begin to sculpt a multi-story temple, complete with courtyards and statues, by starting at the roof and curving your way to the floor? It sounds totally impossible, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. So, to even begin to wrap our heads around how this was done, we need to get our bearings. Let's start with the what, where, and when of this absolute rock-cut wonder. Okay, so Ellora is located in the Sharanandri Hills, and it's carved directly out of volcanic basalt rock. But what's truly remarkable, what makes it so unique, is that it's not just one thing. It's this stunning meeting point for three major religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism. It's no wonder it's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1983. It's a testament to centuries of artistic and spiritual devotion, all in one place. And listen, this was not a quick project. The creation of Ellora spanned nearly 500 years. It all kicked off around the 5th century, with different phases of construction bankrolled by various dynasties, especially the Rashtrakutas. Just think about that. Each generation adding their faith and artistry to the exact same rock face. So let's begin our tour right where the story of Ellora starts, with the earliest structures at the site, the Buddhist caves. The first 12 caves you'll encounter are all Buddhist. And these aren't just simple holes in a cliff. They were complex structures. They served as monasteries, called viharas, where monks would live and study, and as huge prayer halls, or chaityas, for worship. The spiritual heart of this whole section has to be Cave 10, also known as the Vishwakarma or Carpenter's Cave. This was the main prayer hall for the monks. Inside, there's this colossal 15-foot Buddha sitting in a teaching pose, with a beautifully detailed Bodhi tree carved into the rock right behind him. It's a space that was just designed for pure calm and contemplation. All right, now we're going to move from those serene Buddhist monasteries to the absolute showstopper of Ellora. Seriously, nothing can quite prepare you for the sheer scale and crazy ambition of the Hindu section, and specifically, the Kailash Temple. This quote just nails the feeling of seeing it for the first time. It genuinely feels impossible. You're not looking at a building that was placed on the ground. You're looking at a space that was subtracted from a mountain. The temple was already in there. They just had to remove everything that wasn't the temple. Now, this incredible technique actually has a name. It's called monolithic architecture. And here's the crucial thing to understand. The entire structure, from the highest spire to the lowest floor, is carved from one single, continuous piece of rock. There are no bricks, no mortar, no joints. It's just one stone. And this is how they answered that impossible question we started with. First, they marked out this massive U-shape in the cliff face, basically isolating a gigantic block of stone. Then, the master artisans started at the very top, carving the roof of the temple first. They then slowly, painstakingly worked their way down, sculpting pillars, hollowing out rooms, and chiseling these intricate statues, all while heading towards the temple floor. It's mind-bending. And the result of this incredible feat of reverse engineering? Well, it's the largest single monolithic excavation in the entire world, period. It's estimated that something like 200,000 tons of rock were removed over decades to reveal the temple hidden inside. Inside, the temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva, and it's designed to represent his home, Mount Kailash. The walls are like a giant canvas, telling stories from the great Hindu epics, the Ramayana and Mahabharata. And one of my favorite details is at the base of the temple. It's lined with these huge carved elephants, which creates this amazing illusion that these massive creatures are carrying the entire temple on their backs. In fact, the view of the Kailash temple is so iconic, such a point of national pride, that you can actually find it printed on the back of India's 20 rupee banknote. A piece of ancient history right there in your pocket. Pretty cool. All right. Let's move on to the final set of caves at Ellora's northern end. After the overwhelming power and scale of Kailash, the Jain caves offer a completely different but no less impressive kind of beauty. Yeah, if the Kailash temple is all about epic scale and divine power,
The Jain caves are all about intricate, almost delicate artistry and a serene spirituality. The focus shifts from this overwhelming grandeur to just breathtakingly fine detail. These caves, which belong to the Digambara sect of Jainism, are famous for their incredibly detailed carvings. Cave 32, for example, has this beautiful shrine to Mahavir Swami, who was the last of the 24 revered teachers, or Tirthankaras, all of whom are depicted throughout these sanctuaries. The craftsmanship in here is just exquisite.
So after touring these three distinct, magnificent sections, what does it all mean? What is the ultimate message of a place like Ellora?
I think the enduring legacy of Ellora is really one of remarkable harmony. For centuries, you had Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains all carving their sacred spaces side by side into the same cliff face. It's this powerful physical representation of tolerance and coexistence, on top of being just a staggering monument to what human hands and vision can achieve. And hey, if you're feeling inspired to see this wonder for yourself, here's a quick look at the practical details. The entry fee is super accessible, but just remember to plan your trip. The site is closed on Tuesdays. And believe me, you'll want to set aside at least 3 hours to even begin to take it all in. Which brings us to our final thought. As we look at the world today, which can feel so divided, it's really worth reflecting on Ellora. What can a place like this teach us? A place where for 500 years, different beliefs didn't just tolerate each other, but actively contributed to a shared masterpiece. What lessons are still carved into that stone for us to learn today?